And I'm back. Man, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you can get this content every time I drop. An Obama-appointed federal judge has just ordered Trump administration to make immediate arrangements to return one of the more than 200 alleged gang members who were deported to El Salvador last month. The judge says that Kilmar Garcia's deportation was illegal because it was done without a judicial process. A judge previously ruled that he could not be deported to El Salvador because of concerns that he would have been a victim of gang crime. The administration recently said that his deportation, quote, an administrative error, but insists that he is a member of MS-13. It's unclear right now how he is going to be returned since he is now in El Salvador's custody.
Kilmar, if you can hear me, I miss you so much. And I'm doing the best to fight for you and our children.
The government says the order to send Abrego Garcia to El Salvador was an oversight and was done in good faith, and that there was a final order for his removal. But today, an attorney who represented Kilmar in 2019 when he was accused of being in MS-13 says he was cleared.
I delivered the news to him that the judge had cleared him of the reckless, false gang allegations and granted him withholding of removal. I told him that that meant that he could live in the United States legally and that the government was prohibited from deporting him to El Salvador. I had never seen him smile so much in that moment. That news that I told him was true then, and it is true now.
White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt defended the decision to deport Garcia. She said he's also one of the leaders of the MS-13 gang who brutally commit crimes on American citizens, and that people are actually trying to treat him like he was the father of the year.
The administration maintains the position that this individual who was deported to El Salvador and will not be returning to our country was a member of the brutal and vicious MS-13 gang. That is fact number one. Fact number two, we also have credible intelligence proving that this individual was involved in human trafficking. And fact number three, this individual was a member, actually a leader of the brutal MS-13 gang, which this president has designated as a foreign terrorist organization. Fact number four is that foreign terrorists do not have legal protections in the United States of America anymore. And it is within the president's executive authority and power to deport these heinous individuals from American communities. It is a promise he campaigned on. It is a promise he is keeping. And every single person in this room should be grateful for that, considering especially MS-13 is very prevalent and prominent here in the District of Columbia, in Maryland, and in Virginia. And the president, the attorney general, everyone who has been involved in these operations is focused on eradicating these criminals and terrorists from our communities.
The Vice President said he was a convicted member of MS-13. What evidence is there to back that up?
There's a lot of evidence, and the Department of Homeland Security and ICE have that evidence, and I saw it this morning.
Thanks, Karoline. A few questions about this deportation case. First, I wanted to clarify something that you said to Jeff a few minutes ago. You said you'd seen evidence that this man was a convicted gang member. In what court was he convicted and for what?
This individual was an MS-13 ringleader. This individual was also engaged in human trafficking. And I'm glad you brought up this point again, because I would like to point out that if you just saw the headline from the insane failing Atlantic magazine this morning, you would think this individual was Father of the Year, living in Maryland, living a peaceful life, when that couldn't be further from the truth. They didn't even mention in the title of that article, or even in the first paragraph, that this individual is an illegal criminal who broke our nation's immigration laws. He is a leader in the brutal MS-13 gang, and he is involved in human trafficking, and now MS-13 is a designated foreign terrorist organization. Foreign terrorists have no legal protections in the United States of America, and this administration is going to continue to deport foreign terrorists and illegal criminals from our nation's interior.
She was also asked why this current administration will not follow federal judge's court orders to return Garcia back to the United States.
But a judge ordered that he should remain in this country. So are you saying that it is okay to ignore a judge's ruling if you don't like it?
Who does that judge work for?
He's an immigration
It was an immigration judge who works for the Department of Justice at the direction of the Attorney General of the United States, whose name is Pam Bondi, who has committed to eradicating MS-13 from our nation's interior. And let me tell you why we've made this commitment. MS-13, may I remind each and every one of you, is a brutal and vicious gang. They and strangled a 20-year-old autistic woman to death in Maryland. They hacked 4 people to death with machetes in a park on Long Island. They have kidnapped, actually tortured, and shot a teenage girl in Texas after she insulted them, allegedly. Killed and mutilated a 17-year-old girl in Virginia, stabbing him 16 times and cutting off his hands. They beheaded and cut out the heart of a man in Washington, D.C. They raped and murdered a 13-year-old girl in California. They sex trafficked a slew of young girls, including one who was just 12 years old. An 11-year-old girl in Brooklyn while her brother was in the room. Sex trafficked a 13-year-old in Maryland and Virginia, miles away from this White House, even beating her 26 times on her backside with a baseball bat. Pressured homeless New Yorkers to undergo unnecessary surgeries such as spinal fusion in order to bolster their fraudulent lawsuits. These are vicious criminals. This is a vicious gang. And I wish that the media would spend just a second of the same time you have spent trying to litigate each and every individual of this gang who has been deported from our country as the innocent Americans whose lives have been lost at the hands of these brutal criminals. We maintain our position, and very strongly so.
Vice President J.D. Vance also weighed in on the conversation. He tweeted, "My comments is that according to the court document, you apparently didn't read he was a convicted MS-13 gang member with no legal rights to be here. My further comment is that it is gross to get fired up about gang members getting deported while ignoring citizens they victimize." Man, leave a comment, man. Let me know what y'all feel about this situation. Do you think that the administration should listen to the federal judge about returning this guy back to the United States? Or should he stay where he is because he did enter into this country illegally? It is a crime to come into this country illegally. But I want to know what you guys think, man. Leave it in the comments. Also, man, I need you guys to subscribe, man. Hit that notification bell so every time I drop content, man, you guys get it. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And like I always say, man, y'all protect yourself at all times. Keep your head on the swivel. God bless you. God bless me, man. And God bless America. And I'm out. Mr. Zach Reacts. Peace.